Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Art with Mrs. R. So today we are going to draw a picture of a Arctic penguin. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And let's take a look at our project we're going to work on for today. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get your white piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser if you don't have a good eraser on the end of your pencil, your Sharpie, and then of course you're going to need crayons. Okay, so you're going to need those four things today. So if you don't have those things, go ahead and push pause and go ahead and grab those. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to start kind of partway up the page, a little bit more than halfway up. And I'm going to start by drawing a line that looks like this. Okay, and then after you draw that line, I'm going to draw a second line that looks like this. And this is going to be the scarf of the penguin. So we're just going to connect these two lines with kind of a bended line like that. Okay. So the next part we're going to draw is we're going to draw the head of a penguin. So we're going to go out like this on both sides. Kind of looks like the bottom part of a snow globe. And then we're going to go up like this. And the same thing on this side, we're going to go up like this and meet at the top. Now, this is a good time to do any adjustments on your drawings that you might want to do if you aren't happy with how your lines look. So this is always a good time to fix and fine tune what we're doing. So I'm just going to fix a few of these lines. Get a little closer. Okay, so that's the top part of our penguin's head. So now we're going to draw the top of his face. So we're going to start down here about partway in, and we're going to follow this line just like this and go up and down. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to go up and around and up and down and meet just like that. Okay. Then we're going to let me make this before I do that. See, even when you've done art for a long time, you still sometimes want to fix your things. I want them to be kind of even. So now I need to make it go a little bit more this way. There we go. So even people that have drawn for a long time, still, we need to practice too, right? Okay, so for the nose of the penguin, we're going to go up and down and around like this. This is his little beak. Okay. Then we're going to add two circle eyes like this. And then we'll put in eyes just like that. And then we're going to give him some little rosy cheeks over here like that, which are just two little ovals. And now we're going to finish drawing the body. So down here on the bottom, I'm just going to make, oh, that's too skinny. Penguins are kind of rounded. So I want to make it come out a little bit. So I'm going to make it come out like this. And out, kind of, you know how bowling pins look like? Kind of more round, like that. I'm going to make his body a little bit like that. And then come down on the bottom. So I want this a little bit more round. Like that. There we go. And if you draw lightly, it's really easy to erase your lines. So just draw lightly when we're doing our pictures. Okay? So now we're going to draw the inside of his belly, or her belly. Just make a big letter U, just like that. Okay? And then we're going to add some little flippers to our penguin like this on both sides. Just like that. They kind of look like the fins on a dolphin. If you were to turn the page like this, kind of looks like a dolphin fin. They're kind of rounded. All right, now we're going to add feet. So down here at the bottom, we make a line that comes out like this and this, and a line that comes out like this and this. All right, so just these lines that come out, four of them. And then we're going to make these waffly little wavy lines for the penguin's feet. Isn't that cute? All right, so now we're gonna finish the scarf for the penguin. So we're gonna come up here to the top and we're gonna make a bump like this. So you know when you tie a scarf, you tie it around, you've got these two strings? Yeah, so this is what we're gonna add to our picture. We're gonna come down like this, okay, and we're gonna come down like this, and we'll come across. Now, of course, we know that when we tie a scarf, there's two parts to the scarf, right? So underneath is the other little piece like that. Now, with that said, this is actually going over the top of the middle part of the scarf. So we're going to erase this line so it looks like it's folded over the top of it, just like that. Okay, so now you can kind of see how that looks. Now we need to give our penguin a hat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the top of the penguin's head, just a little bit over the top like this. So you can see this is the top of his head, and we're going a little bit underneath it. We're doing a parallel line underneath. And then we're going to come up on both sides like this. And then we're going to come around like this. Okay. Make it not quite so big. Now, at this point, you're going to need to erase the top of his head like this so that it kind of disappears underneath his hat. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to draw some lines. Come down like this. And we're going to make a little top part like this of his hat. And then we're going to make a little puffy snowball, a little puff at the top. Okay? And you can make yours small or as big as you want. It's kind of up to you. Now, down here at the bottom, we're going to have a background. We're going to add a background behind the penguin. Okay? So just a line across behind him, not through him, but behind him. And then we're going to add a cloud. You can make the cloud as big as you want it to be. I'm going to add one over here. And then I have the sun coming out from behind the cloud. Okay. And so I'm also going to make a little hole here. And so it's just the shape of kind of like a peanut. You know, the peanuts in the shell, they kind of look like this. And then underneath, I'm going to draw a line like this. And that's kind of like a little hole in the ice. So there's water under there. So I'm going to put the rings like this. And the penguin's just kind of checking out that hole. Maybe he wants to dive in there. I'm not sure. So at this point, if you're still drawing your picture, you can push pause. Otherwise, you can go ahead and get your Sharpie and start doing your Sharpie lines. Okay. So I'm going to start by just tracing my lines, and then we'll go over them with an eraser and we will erase all of them. Okay. So if you're not exactly on the lines, that's okay. Like I said, the lines are just a guide to help us know where to put our lines. All right, so just keep going with your Sharpie lines. And if I'm going too fast for you, of course, you know at any time, you can push pause and control how fast we're going, right? You can control the speed of the video. I'm just going to color in his pupils with the black Sharpie since we're already got that out. And his cheeks, and we'll color those later pink. And color this, go over this with a Sharpie. And the little penguin spins. that. And let's do the background. And then we'll do this little hole in the ice here. If you've ever looked at some of the seals and animals that live in the cold areas, like the seals, they have these holes, air holes. They come up and breathe once in a while. Sometimes the penguins use them as well, but the polar bears, if they find these holes, what they do is they wait for a seal to come up and take a breath. And sometimes they catch them, which is kind of sad, but I guess they have to eat too, right? Okay, so then just take your eraser and go over all of your Sharpie lines and erase all those pencil marks. So because you don't need them anymore because we have Sharpie outlined everything. And so we're going to use those lines now as our guide. So we no longer need these pencil marks. So I'm just slightly going over my paper. Just going to get rid of all the pencil lines. Very easy. And so now I just need to clean off my paper, get all these yucky little, I call them eraser boogers off. Probably not the nicest thing in huh? All right, so I've got all those off. Then I have my picture and I'm ready to start coloring. So if you're still erasing, you're still doing your Sharpie lines, then go ahead and press pause. And then when you're ready, you can push play again and continue with me, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna color the parts that are in black that need to be black. So penguins have black on them and they also have white. So just stay with me as we color this in. I'm gonna turn my paper a little bit. All right. And turn that. Right. Okay. And then I need to color the rest of my penguin. Yes. So crayons. I really like these crayons. They're called Twistables. And they're really nice because they don't break like a regular crayon does. I was getting tired of my crayons breaking all the time because I kind of press hard when I color. And so I got these crayons called Twistables, and they are so great because they don't break, first of all. And second, you just twist them up when you need more crayon. You don't have to peel off the paper. And they last a long, long time. So I really like these crayons. These are the kind of crayons that we use in kindergarten. Just because kindergartners really press hard on the crayons and they get broken. And even little pieces of crayon, it's kind of hard to use. So I'm just rotating my paper as I color. Okay, so now I've done the black parts of the penguin. So now I'm going to get a bright yellow and I am going to do the beak of my penguin and my penguin's feet. Just coloring it just like that. Now, of course, you know that if I'm coloring faster than you, you have control of that. You can stop the video at any time. Give my penguin some pink cheeks. And then you can color your scarf whatever color you want. I think, let's see, what are my choices here? I think I'm going to use this color. Okay, so it's kind of a pinkish, I don't know, a bright pink. I really like it. It's a nice color. So I'm going to use that for the scarf of my penguin, but you can use whatever color you want. It's up to you. Same with the hat on your penguin. You can use whatever color you like. That's completely up to you. Okay. So just keep going. Like that. And then I think I'm going to do a pattern on my hat. Do every other like this. And then color my hat pink, it's bright pink. And I think I'm going to color the puff a different color. I think I'm going to use purple. So this looks kind of lavender. Oh yeah, it looks good. Let's see color. So the lavender. It's a really pretty lavender grows on trees. It's just so pretty when it blooms. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to color my sun. And I'm going to color that yellow. I should have colored it before I forgot. So let me get that. Color that. All right, so now down here on the water, I need to kind of highlight these waves here. So I'm going to go over them several times to make the line kind of darker. And then I will take a lighter or a different shade of blue and go over it like this. Just kind of highlights it and makes it look more interesting and adds some color to our picture. Okay. So there's that. I might put this like this because the ice is sometimes kind of has a blue color to it, like that. Now I'm going to color my sky an even different shade than the two I used. So I'm going to go up here and go around. I'm going to pull my extra paper that I have out and go around like this because I don't want to get crayon on the tables, so I put this extra paper underneath to catch all the crayon, and then I don't make a mess. And then I can, of course, use the other side of the paper to color and do drawings on. No need to throw away a good piece of paper. Okay. So I'm just going, this is probably the part that's going to make your hands really tired, is doing the sky. But maybe not. Okay, so I'm just going over this really quick to put my blue in my sky. And that. And all these different shades of blue are kind of fun. And let's see here. All right. So I'm going to keep going with my paper and on the edge like that so that I don't go over onto the table. Ooh, I'm using a lot of blue. Okay, almost done. You could even probably watercolor the sky. That would be pretty too, to put some of this blue crayon down and then take a blue watercolor with your paintbrush and just go over the sky part. Would really be kind of cool to look at. I'm going to go over my sky with a different shade of blue now. And I'm going to add 2 shades of blue to my sky, which will give it some, oops, all over the line, give it a little bit of depth and make the color interesting too. You can also do this when you do water by using different shades of blue, and also in grass. It especially looks nice when you do different shades of green. And even, you know, green grass really isn't completely green. It's got shades of yellow and brown and different shades of green in it, of course. There, that looks really nice. Okay, so as you can see, there is my penguin, my Arctic penguin, okay, all done. So now if you're still coloring, you know, you can always pause the video, but of course a lot of the colors are going to be up to you and the choices you want to make as far as how you want your penguin to look. So let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So I hope you guys had fun today doing Arctic Penguin drawing with Mrs. R. And so I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great day and a good week. Bye, everybody.